Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. I've got for you guys today 15 of your choices for the strongest fragrances you can possibly get. We're talking about scents that when you spray them on, you've made a commitment because the longevity is not measured in minutes or hours, but in days, sometimes weeks, you spray it on clothes. Yeah, we're talking about fragrances with just unbelievable longevity and projection. Your choices. So if you want to get noticed, these will get you noticed. And if you spray too much, it might not get you noticed in a good way, but hey, you'll still be noticed. I want to give a shout out to all you guys that did go. I want to give a shout out to all you guys that left your answers and upvoted other people's answers so that they could be found more easily. If you want to be in a future video, check out the community tab of the YouTube channel. I've always got a question up there and you can leave your answer and maybe get featured. And all of these fragrances are going to be linked in the description. Check them out there. Let's get started off with LeBron King Monster James 1523. LeBron King Monster James. I wonder who you're a fan of. I don't know. His fragrance choice, which this one actually came up a lot, was Monty Arabian Tonka. And he says, literally, stays on clothes for days and days. 5 sprays are enough for 2 days for me. Funny story, I was at a gas station and a guy in front of me was smelling amazing. I was following him to the cashier, sniffing his perfume along the way and begging him to tell what perfume it was. Okay. He eventually told me it was Arabian Tonka. That is a funny story. I'm just imagining because he eventually told me. It makes me think that, you know, that guy was in the gas station and suddenly LeBron King Monster James was like behind him, you know. If it was like a film, you would see his head just pop up from like behind his shoulder and then pop back down and pop up over the other shoulder. Just following along behind him, sniffing like he's Pepe Le Pew or something, you know, just floating. What do you got, man? What are you wearing? You smell pretty good. You smell pretty good, dude. I like how you smell, brother. What you got on? What is that? Can I get a little taste of that? What is that? What you got on? I ain't weird, man. I'm LeBron King Monster James. I'm just curious about that smell. Because I want to smell like that. Always, brother. Like, okay, it's Arabian Tonka. Thinks I just got to get out of here, man. I got to pick up the kids and I'm not married. I got to get out of here. I don't actually have kids. But Arabian Tonka, it'll last, man. It'll do that. And it did get mentioned over and over and over. This was one of the more popular choices. It is a really wearable Monty. If you're unaware with Monty, by the way, they're known for strong fragrances, okay? They've got a bunch of them that will last forever, and this is one of them. But it's more wearable because it has a nice sweetness to it, takes some of the edge off because Monty fragrances are known for having screechy oud fragrances sometimes, you know, where you spray them on and they're just a little overwhelming, but that one, nicely done and big performance. Next up, we got one from Paul Eros 4577 who says, Sauvage Elixir has stayed on my clothes through several wash cycles and smelled like I just sprayed it on. Just crazy. How's that possible? You're not using detergent? I guess you could be using unscented detergent. But yeah, Sauvage Elixir, monstrous. Huge performance. Paul is exactly right. And this is another one that actually is really popular. Part of that is because of the performance, because it gets you noticed so easily. It's a big compliment puller, very masculine, a little throwback style to it, but done in a modern way. I think it smells fantastic, very woody, spicy. So Sauvage Elixir, great choice. 2 great choices right here. Before we head to the next fragrance, guys, here are some codes you can use. There are new codes. JOMASHOP, there are 2, and you can only use those in the JOMASHOP app. So make sure to download the app, use those codes. They won't work on the website, but the app is super easy to use. I placed a big order on there the other day, and it basically just functions exactly like the website. Then there are new codes for Max Aroma, so make sure to use those new codes. The old ones are dead. They don't work anymore. The new ones are good. They do work. Then we got the Oud Store new code and the Perfume Box as well. Perfume Box, pretty sick discounter. A ton of clone fragrances on there. Next fragrance is from Victor Ashul, who says, Shag Off Oud by Swiss Arabian. This is a beast. Can smell it even after taking a shower. Now this is a clone of Oud Bouquet from Lancome. And this you can find for about 20 bucks. Yeah, it is cheap. And the quality is actually really nice for the price point. It's surprisingly good. You would think at 20 bucks, you know, it'd be some cheap, bogus funkosity, but pretty good. It is strong though. Well, of course, it's in this video, but it's got a lot of oud in there. Praline, rose, it's another sweet one, you know? It's not entirely removed from the idea of what's going on over here with the sweeter, more palatable oud fragrance. And quality-wise, again, for 20 bucks, really sick. Then we got one from Wirehead who says, Xerjoff Tony Iommi Monkey Special. The stuff is awesome, but not the next day at work after 2 showers. This is a bit of a hype beast. When this one came out, I feel like it was probably one of the most hyped Xerjoff releases in years when this popped out, which is also probably why they did a follow-up and made the new Deified. Between the two, the original and Deified, I think this one is better. So this is the one I would go for if you were just looking at picking one of those up. Yeah, man, this is almost overwhelmingly strong when you first spray it on. And you can tell just by looking at the coloration of this stuff. No, not the silver and black, but the little spots where you can see through to see the fragrance on the inside. It is like a deep amber color. It looks like whiskey in there. And there's a lot going on here. There's rum, there's passion fruit, there's cinnamon, there's tonka, vanilla, patchouli, caramel, leather, rose, musk, just a lot going on. It does have kind of a syrupy, sweet vibe when you first spray it on, which again, ultra strong. So if you spray this on heavily, it could be one of those things, one of those deals where you spray it on and just, not wearable. But within moderation, it smells fantastic. Kevin O73 with the banger choice, Dior Homme Parfum. Not only does it last forever, but it seems to be able to hold a level well above a skin scent. Quite impressive. Yeah, Dior Homme Parfum is fantastic. This stuff is great. Really love it. Only issue in the US, kind of hard to find. And when it does pop up at discounters, it ain't discounted. At those stores, when it's in stock, typically you're gonna be looking at about 175 to 200, somewhere in that price range, but it's worth it. Iris, leather, rose, sandalwood, ultra high quality, lasts an eternity, extremely classy, gentlemanly, but you do have to like that Dior Homme Iris style. Little makeup-y, little lipsticky, but still excellent. And actually with the leather in there, it's not quite as far down that path as Dior Homme Intense. So there is that. Then we got Juho Baidun, who says, Latafa Kamra. Holy cow, what a banger. Lasts forever. It's backwards. Fixed it. So Kamra, this is a clone, of course, of Angel Share from By Killian. And this does have a big pop in the opening. Another one that's really sweet, spray this on, grabs attention right away, and that carries through into the mid and the dry down. The quality of Kamra is amazing for the price point. This stuff is not really expensive at all. Pretty easy to find nowadays. When it first came out, you know, it was difficult. It was selling out immediately. The price was getting jacked up on eBay, but now it's good. And the bang for your buck is there. It is the most popular clone of Angel Share for a reason. The stuff is amazing. You guys got good choices. I spoke too soon. Forgot about this one. The Brad ATL says, Yope, I put it on back in the early 90s and it's still there. It's like the horror movie. It follows. You can't get rid of the Yope. You're done for. It is strong. It does last. So it's got that going for it. Let's go ahead and do a little smell. I love it. I mean, yeah, Yope and I, we've got a love-hate relationship, or it might just be a hate-hate, I don't know. It is cheap though. There's another thing it's got going for it. See, I can pay compliments to it. The bottle fits in your hand really well. Another good thing. So Yope is a bit of a classic. I mean, when it came out, people wore it like crazy, and it does have a unique scent profile. When you smell this, you know what's up. It's syrupy sweet, leaning and bordering and stepping into cough syrup territory, but That's what makes it what it is. And look, if I'm honest, Yope will get you noticed. Will it get you noticed in the same way as Coma or Sauvage Elixir? I don't know, but it'll get you noticed. If you want a more wearable fragrance kind of in this style, Mont Blanc Individuel or Creed Original Santal would do the trick for you. Then we've got M Cameron 522, Kenzo Eau de Toilette Intense, remains on clothes even after washing. We got 2 in a row here that I'm not totally 100% in love with. I do like the bottle though, once again, nice. And to be fair, I do like this a lot more than Yope. I think this is a better overall fragrance. It has a pretty strong, like fig, calypsone kind of thing going on with it, which sets the fragrance off and makes it smell pretty unique compared to most other things out there that aren't in this line of fragrances, in this Kenzo line here. But that also is gonna open it up to being a little more divisive. So some people are gonna really like it, and then other people are gonna really not like it. It's absolutely a totally different change of pace, freshy compared to what most people are gonna be wearing. So spring, summertime, that's gonna set you apart. And because of the performance, it's gonna get you noticed. And I love the bottle. Again, it looks sick. It looks like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Michael Stiles says, the one for me that just exemplifies this is Invictus Victory Elixir. Stuff just lasts forever, and it's staying power that I never would have expected. And I'm okay with it. Definitely got my money's worth in that regard. Crushes with the compliments too. So Invictus Victory Elixir is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love it too. So me and Michael, we're on the same page here. It is a big compliment beast, very sweet. It's got that vanilla forward sparkling feel to it that's really popular right now. And the performance is great. I think that you should have expected the performance though, because we're talking Paco Rabanne here. Paco Rabanne has never really been subtle, at least not over the past few decades. I mean, look at this bottle. Does that scream subtle to you? I mean, I don't think so. They're not really trying to say, hey, let's give them a very sophisticated, gentlemanly, soft fragrance that just exudes sophistication and grace. That's not Paco Rabanne, okay? Paco Rabanne is like, yo, let's make a fragrance bottle that's a friggin' robot, okay? We'll call it Phantom. I don't know why. Phantom is a good name, trust me, all right? And also, we got a gold bar, and it's friggin' 1 million because it's money, dude. People want money, so we got that gold bar. Oh, it's gonna go off in the club, brother. How strong should we? Stronger, dude, stronger, man. I want intensity, bro. Come on. That's chill out, man. That's Paco Rabanne, all right? That's their fragrances. So when you see the Invictus with the V on it and the trophy bottle all blacked out, you should probably expect that it should perform. That's what makes Paco Paco. That's why we love it. So Invictus Victory Elixir, great choice. Stefan Franson, 1106 says, Manera Instant Crush stays freaking forever, especially on clothes. Yeah, so Manera, that's like a sister company of Montal over here. So you could apply a lot of the things I said about Montal to Manera, except that typically Manera makes fragrances that are more easy wearing. They sell a little bit better because of that. So Montal, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times they'll have fragrances that are a little darker, a little more challenging, a little more oud-centric a lot of times. Manera has those. They have fragrances like that. But they also have a lot of fragrances that are a little bit sweeter, a little bit fresher, easier wearing, like I said. But the performance thing carries over. Manera fragrance is typically really strong. Stuff like Red Tobacco, really known for being beastly. And Instant Crush getting a shout out right here. Instant Crush, a little bit similar to Baccarat Rouge 540, kind of in that style. Big compliment puller, big seller, and big performance. Next up, we got I Love Moms 5385. All right, I see you. I'm pretty sure I can guess some of the things in your search history, you know? We'll keep that between us. Even with lotion in high heat, it just got weirder. Toy Boy still reigns. Yep, still weird. Even with lotion in high heat. What does that mean? So I think what he's referring to is that he puts lotion on his skin to help get better performance, right? That's what you meant, right? Right? Toy Boy does get overlooked sometimes when it comes to performance, but I have seen and heard from people who swear by this fragrance as being just an unholy, unchained beast when it comes to projection and longevity. Definitely a different choice as well, because this one is gonna be more floral forward, uses notes like magnolia, which you typically will not find in men's fragrances or fragrances marketed towards men, which this one is. So Moschino Toy Boy showing up here, showing the flower power. Ah, I see what's going on with this next name. I'm gonna put an intentionally long pause in your name. Sofa. King Spurs. 9 p.m. for under $30 is massive bang for your buck. 9 p.m. This stuff is one of like the Mount Rushmore clones for a lot of people. It's a clone of Ultramall from Jean Paul Gaultier, and it's a really good one. And Ultramall is a fragrance known for its performance, especially when it first came out. People were wearing that as a clubbing fragrance. It would last all night, you know, massive projection and a big compliment monster. And so this one does that job just for less. It's another fragrance that is quite sweet, which seems to be a bit of a trend here, doesn't it? Who would have thought? So yeah, very sweet, keep that in mind. But if you want Ultramall on the cheap, this is one of the best places to go, and it lasts forever. Thanatology 493 says, stronger with you, absolutely. When I spray it on, it says, look at me. I'm the captain now. That was a terrible impersonation, I apologize. I love Stronger With You, absolutely. It does have beastly performance. A lot of people get a slightly better performance from Stronger With You Intensely, but honestly, I think it's kind of splitting hairs to an extent, because Stronger With You absolutely lasts forever, projects very well. I love the twist on the Stronger With You DNA. That addition of rum in there makes it a little bit warmer, a little richer. I think it just smells fantastic. Big compliment puller, as most Stronger With You fragrances are. And if you're looking for something that will last forever and get you noticed, Stronger With You is a great place to look, just the whole line almost. Or at least the ones made for cool weather. Almost at the end here, we have N Hartson 223, who says, Michael Malul's Agar and Myrrh constantly last for 12 plus hours on my skin, and I can still smell it on my clothes, even after washing. This one is really nice, and it reminds me a bit of Oud for Greatness. This one was actually perfumed by Elixir, who I worked with on this fragrance, Jet Black Enigma. So these are the fragrances that I've creatively directed underneath the Michael Malul brand. So I do know all those guys over there. Terra Nova, Jet Black Enigma, West Loop, Edgewater, South Slope. You can find those in every Perfumania and every fragrance outlet in the country. You can also find them at Michael Malul's website, so you can check them out there, or you can check them out in store. Like, they have testers and stuff. Just blast those bad boys on. I will tell you the best sellers, West Loop, South Slope, then Jet Black Enigma. And also, I'm working on new fragrances with them. That's what all that is. But as I said, Agar and Myrrh, they tell you two of the notes right there, Oud and Myrrh. Really rich, a little smoky, extremely wearable, great performance. Similar to Oud for Greatness, but more masculine leaning. Good quality on this as well. And then we have, last but not least, Interlude 50 freaking 3. Infernoa 4059, that's a good name, says it lasts beyond eternity. And if we're talking about something that lasts a long time, if it lasts beyond eternity, I don't think you can get longer than that. Interlude is the original Blue Beast. I mean, having that name, it kind of tells you right away what you're in for in terms of performance. And then this is the extremely amplified extrait version. Well, extremely amplified in terms of price and also concentration, which is where the 53 comes in. In actuality, it's a little bit smoother than the original Interlude. Extremely deep and rich, very bold. It's definitely a fragrance made for lovers of fragrance. Your average bro who's out there rocking Sauvage Eau de Toilette, if you give them a spray of that, they're gonna kill over and die. But I love how it smells. It is something that would be used in particular situations, but it's worth that cost if you really love Interlude. Gotta preface that. So there we go, guys. There are your choices. Amazing performing fragrances. All of these great, great choices for the most part. Thank you all for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.